German folklore speaks of a being that wanders darkness, seen only by its victims, hiding in shadows, shrouding itself in nightly blackness. Some see it in mirrors, others through windows, some in dark corners out of the corners of their eyes, or in the crack between wall and the door. However, on the occasion here being recorded, a large group of people encountered it. A family of American tourists were staying in a lodge on the outskirts of the dark forest in Bavaria. While enjoying the quiet evening breeze, together with the immaculate scenery and delicious barbecued food, they slowly started feeling strange. The feeling wasn't quite fear or anxiety, but they were certainly unnerved by it. Soon it was spreading through the father and two sons, acting as rage and resentment. The youngest son stormed off into the forest to sulk in peace. His sister, who hadn't been angered but saddened, followed him to try to bring him back. Around half an hour later, the family back at the cabin had calmed down and were worrying. Both children, the boy and the girl, had been gone in the forest for ages. But just as the father was gathering a torch and a hired hunting rifle, a scream split the silence. Heart racing, torch on, the father and eldest son raced off into the trees, leaving the mother to dial 112. Once in the forest, their sense of panic and unease increased, and continued to do so as they trekked into the increasingly oppressive foliage. Then suddenly, the dark seemed to lift as the torch beam revealed a clearing. The daughter was lying, spread out, in the middle of the ground. A few feet away, her brother's small form sat hunched against the tree, eyes wide and staring, a trickle of some iron liquid protruding from his mouth. They were both dead. Were they both dead? The son was shivering as if cold. He looked up all of a sudden, staring at the two eldest. He smiled a wide, unnatural smile, and opened his mouth to speak, with only a faint gargling sound coming out. Then, his smile turned into a look of utmost horror. He was staring as if transfixed at a point some 3 feet to the right. They whirled around and saw a pair of gleaming, black, well-polished shoes, and a pair of dark, black pants. At the waist, a tailored suit, so dark black that it seemed not to be colored, but absorbing the light around it. About its neck was fastened a tie, which barely hid the white shirt, pale as the head above it. In fear, their minds had blocked out what the face could possibly have been. Perhaps it was the fog, intensifying around its head, or perhaps what they figured was true. The man had no face. The son screamed. The father simply stared as the fog around them seemed to laugh, mocking them. Mechanically, the thing tilted its head to one side, as if sizing them up. "We don't want to hurt you," said the father, his voice shaking. "That's a shame," replied the voice in the fog, "because I really want to hurt you."